People think that there's no racism in America.
Does racism exist?
It has never existed.
Whoa!
I experienced it all through high school, and that was from 2005 to 2009. There was this racist kid, he just yelled. I just couldn't accept it, and so I just started fighting him. In America, every time I come out my house, I feel like I have to look over my shoulder. You could be in the grocery store, you could be at church, you could be on the road. Anybody could get it in America at any given moment. Kids aren't walking around past 6 o'clock. They can either get kidnapped, sex trafficked, killed, just because of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Vladimir Putin, who revealed that the real Jews were black, historically, it was against the law in Russia to have slaves. He knows the truth. Like, he knows that Africa holds the world's resources. A lot of the stigmas is, there's nothing here in Africa. Don't come. Everyone's living in huts. And I could not convince anyone to come to Africa. I swear, African Americans came from Africa. They don't believe it at all. They don't.
I told him that he should one day come back home to Africa. He's like, don't call me an African.
He probably thinks he's more Chinese.
Hello and welcome back to another remarkable episode on this channel where we talk about an Africa that is rising, the African diaspora that are recently relocating to Africa, especially Ghana, Nigeria, the west coast of Africa. If you see me here, then you just know we have another video to react about it. I just chanced on this video on Web Nation Africa again. And once again, if you haven't subscribed to that channel, they are trying to hit 100,000 or 100K subscribers this year. So please go there while you join this family where we talk about the reactions. Here it's all about just putting it all together, making it make sense for you. We just do it like 10 minutes and we are off. Tops. We don't want you to waste your data or anything. But it's very insightful to go watch the full episode anyway. So this particular episode is about Jerry Peach. That's a name. I don't know if it's a nickname or that's, you know, recently we don't just ask the details of people's names. But anyway, my name is Ben Carson. Just take it like that. I'm not a politician yet, but don't ask me where I got it from. So Jerry Peach is a black American who has just for about a year and a half now relocated to Ghana, living in Accra, one of the most expensive cities on the shores of Africa. But she is managing with her savings and her, income. She's living a very decent life, living in one of the posh mansions that you can find in Accra, as compared to what she would have probably been renting here in America. And she's really enjoying. So the whole genesis of her story is that she was born and raised most of her life in South Carolina. And if you know about South Carolina, you just know. So she endured some sort of racism and, you know, from high school and all that. So it's sort of being ingrained on her mind growing up. Her father was a veteran, or is a veteran, I would say, who fought in Afghanistan, Iraq, and all that. And so she's suffering from PTSD. You know that most of the soldiers, when they go for those wars and they come back, it's not easy. Usually it's not very easy on them, and you can't fault them. The things they see in those wars, man, it's not easy thing. So when that comes home, you know, some sort of abuse and all that for the kids, not necessarily like beating them, but you know how he sees things is different, and so sometimes he might be harsh on you for nothing and all that. So they really didn't have so much peace anyway. And then he had a brother who was suffering from, she had a brother who was suffering from some sort of mental illness, who recently passed away. And it's all part of the reason why that she just sort of, well, come on, let me just back up with the racism that she suffered from high school, growing up, even in her job. And yeah, that's according to her. That's her words, please, not mine. I'm just telling you the whole thing, the whole story, and then now I will react, right? And she has 2 masters anyway. And for your information, she's trying to break the Guinness World Record for longest speech. But in Ghana, we call it speechathon. Longest speechathon on mental health. And like I told you, she had a brother who recently died, who suffered from mental health. I don't think it's the mental health that killed him, but you know, we don't want to dig deep and ask why the brother died. But she lost a dear brother that she loved so much, someone that she had tried to get him on the right footing to begin life for himself and live the best of his life, and the brother was taken away from her. So it sort of triggered her, like not really wanting to fit in. She wanted somewhere to go to feel a bit. And another thing that she recount also sort of pushed her to Ghana, to be precise, is a Ghanaian friend, a lady who used to plait people's hair, make, you know, those hairdos, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? And that lady was poisoned. I don't know if it's by her Ghanaian friends or other American friends that she found, but it turns out they were going for this party and the lady went there too, and she was poisoned, left on the street to die. And looking at the beautiful soul that just passed away helplessly on the street, she just thought of where that lady might be from Ghana. Like, how is it over there? And for all this time that she has been trying to move out of America, it was like on a point. I think there's a time. So she left somewhere last year, I'm speaking about 2023 or early 2023, and she came to Ghana. Now, because trust me, that lady is very intelligent. She has 2 master's degree, one in, I think, health sciences and one in business or something. So she's been trying to help groom some businesses in America, even one business that has to do with, I think, black women, whatever, trying to integrate into the NBA sort of thing. So she's very good with helping businesses brand, like, you know, promoting brands. I think that's what one of her masters is in. So even while I was in Ghana, she's still collaborating with those people, and so she's getting some sort of income, and that's where my reaction is about to start. All right, now this is my reaction to that particular video. I think the name is Jerry Preach. Go to Web Nation Africa on YouTube, on Instagram, anywhere. Try to find that particular video. Now my reaction starts now. Miss Jerry Peach, thank you. And anytime I talk to the people that are trying to relocate to the continent, I need to thank you. Because, like, in your own words, you said millennials in America, black Americans, African Americans, millennials here, don't even think about going back to the continent. They just don't want to even entertain it in their vocabulary. And I understand you people. What's going on there, it's not so much to write home about. There isn't so much to write home about. I keep saying sometimes bad decisions over bad decisions over bad decisions, and we keep doubling it down with other bad decisions from some of our leaders. A few are trying to take the big step now, but you know, they are still going to be dragged behind because you just can't be different. Even your own other African leaders will sort of drag you back. So that's a challenge, or some of the challenges that some of these people who are trying to make the right decisions have made. And so Africa is tough. Ghana, for instance, now we are having inflations in the 20s. Our exchange rate is now, they say it has gathered wins. $1 is over 14 Ghana cedis. Somebody's $1. I don't think it will even buy a cigarette here in America, but it's 15 cedis. If you joke, it can get you breakfast, lunch, and supper somewhere in Ghana, right? So that's how it is. And I know you're going to say standard of living. Trust me. There are 15 cities in Accra. I can't do anything. If you joke, you can't even get pure water to drink without money. But anyway, that's the thing. That's the Ghana example. And so she's living in Accra, living on decent money. And I do think the consultation that she's doing, other business collaborations that she's doing, and this is a lady, like, you see, she's so smart that wherever she finds herself, trust me, she's going to make enough money to survive on. I can bet you on that. She's that smart, she's that productive, she's that versatile. And so she's making money from the state, depending on her savings, some sort of, and she's living a very good life, living in the best place that she can find, that she might not have even gotten if she was in the state. And she's advising other people to come, other African Americans, if you've had your degree. And one thing that she said that I wanted to actually end with it is that your American dream might lay somewhere in Africa. Yes. The money, the savings, the houses that you are trying to buy in some of the cities, like in the $600,000, 20% of it might get you a very decent house somewhere in Kumasi or a suburb in Accra. That if you try to use the other money to set up a business, you're going to eat forever. I recently made an episode about that guy who is doing real estate in an island in Ada, and the guy is making decent money, about $4 million in a couple of years, right? And sometimes with the education that, trust me, the education I'm having here in the States, it's something else. You learn for yourself. It's practical. And so with that practical knowledge, with those degrees, and with that intellect, with that versatility, you survive anywhere in Africa, right? The advantage that you African Americans and Black Americans have is the capital that you have and the knowledge, the technology that you have. That's what we are calling for, right? Bring it to Africa. Just come do it. Come do it. Come do it. There are those technical hitches. You need to be patient. That's one thing. I've made an episode and I told you that Africa is going to teach you patience. If you're not patient, you'll be humbled in Africa. Just be patient, learn, but start taking the step right now. Start taking the step. If it has to do with you using 2 years to study where you want to go, the terrain, which particular country, which district of that country, what the people do, what sort of business, start it now, because Africa is going to make you great. It's so underdeveloped that there's so much opportunity for you to invest in somewhere. Like there's something somewhere that you can actually put money in there, and it's green. The development is that green. Like you put it there and it's going to grow. Like it's like a fertile soil. You put anything there and it's going to grow. That's how Africa is. So you get a capital. Someone will say, "Oh yeah, you are in the States," and you will say we should go back. Trust me, if I'm done with what I'm doing here, and I'm able to raise the capital that I'm talking of, you won't tell me to move back. Already I've been going back and forth, all right? Even though I don't have the money, but I've been going back and forth. It's my home. Ghana is my home. Like there's for someone who has lived about 1/3 of his life in outside Ghana, right? I know how it feels to live outside of your country. It sort of feel like you've left the best part of you somewhere and you are living a peripheral life. Like I don't know how to describe it, but that's how it feels. Maybe I haven't been like super rich here, so I cannot tell like how here might be enjoyable. But I know you have fun, you make friends, you can go out, you can go for all the parties, you can do anything. But it's never like home. Home is always home, right? And I keep saying it. As long as you are Black, you are sort of linked with the continent of Africa. And until we develop that continent by our own self, the respect that we need, we always keep, like Stevie Wonder said, he can't keep saying, please value me, accept me, please respect me. We are always going to beg for that, right? So Jerry Peach, I wish you all well in your Guinness World Record attempt in the longest speech in mental health, and I'm so grateful that you are being a testimony to those people that are coming. I know a great deal of people come and they still go back, sometimes because the research didn't work well or the welcoming wasn't as expected and all that. But don't let it be like that's it, because you don't also want to live forever in a place that you don't feel like belonging, right? That's the other part. So you rather keep trying where you think you're gonna make it than stay somewhere that you feel like it's hopeless. Life is great outside. Like opportunities are abound, right? But then if we can make our place great so that our children wouldn't have to think about suffering any psychological issues as a result of rejection. That's all that I'm talking about, right? Once again, my name is Bekwem Bernard Boma. The channel has been growing exponentially, and sometimes I wake up and I see the subscribers growing and I'm like, God, is this my calling to react to some of these things? To talk about an Africa that's rising also, just like what the Maya is doing? Maybe, but that encouragement will come from you, the family. So keep sharing the video, keep subscribing, keep following me. Great things are yet to come, right? We're going to make a studio when we get there, and I need your support. So subscribe, share this video, and let me know what you think about that. Especially if you can go watch the video and come and put your comment here. That would be very great. My name is Bekwem Bernard Boma. Call me Ben Carson, and this is the African Rising channel. I'll see you when I see you.